You are live. I'm still not ready to go live. Oh, this is a nightmare. Right. I tell you what, Mr. Using. Someone scored. Who scored? Someone scored. Oh, I knew this was going to be hard to do. Yeah. Yes, Nigeria, up the boys. Yes, I'm listening to it. Can you believe I'm listening? Why don't I just go in there and do it? Oh, but will I even pay attention to this? Yes, Woogs. Should we do an Afcon special in the front room? Why am I? What the fuck is this, mate? Oh, I've muted my mic. Right, what do I do here? Hang on. I want to get. Can you hear me? Can people hear me? Ah, built in. MacBook hurts me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? What a nightmare. Why would I decide to do this mid thing? If they haven't scored at that minute, I'd have done this in the kitchen. Listen, we live and we learn. Yes, everybody. You can tell how relaxed this is going to be. This is going to be one that the audio listen. Anybody listen? I've got. Do you know what I speak? I reckon I speak to more people day to day who are audio only than are on YouTube. Thoughts on the scruff drink and his trainer tag is. Listen, it's bad. It is bad. I can't defend it. I'm not going to. I would never. I'm not defending it. And if I was there, I'd be like, man, what is he doing? But you get these people doing that everywhere now. Yes, Terry. All the people are in. Got on my little. I'm not even seeing who's in because I was fucking relocating. Yes, Mike's in. JSP. Yes. Listen, it's not. I've got watch along. This is a very serious live chat. I'm just on the couch watching the final. No sound. Yes, no. Yes, Emma. Emma's here. Emma doesn't last as much. Do you know what I see? Right. If I weren't stoned, I reckon I'd go into him. But I'm not. I'm gonna leave it as it is. But I feel like I've given him a lot of leniency, yeah, because once I had an argument with someone on Twitter. Yeah, and that has stuck up for me. Proper stuck up for me, right? So I left these little weird sexual tweets alone and stuck up for him when people argued with him. And I seen people arguing with him the other day, and we were talking to each other in DM, and I said, "Oh, come on, mate, he's harmless, leave him alone," and smoothed things over for that has. And he started coming at me. I feel like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, he's fat. I'm stoned out of my head, mate. Yeah, of course, Love Island is better. Emma, do you fuck me off for Love Island? Is that what it is? I can't believe I go get to Love Island. Where is your Vuvuzela? What World Cup with Vuvuzelas? What World Cup with Vuvuzelas now? See, I won't want to do this every week, but this is a good little live chat. What the people who listen to this as an actual podcast to listen to it work. My mate reckons these are good because it's a not my mate, someone who I speak to through this. Well, I suppose a mate now, yeah. He reckons it's like listening to a podcast where you're chatting to your mate. He just listens to it in the background at work. How funny is that? Imagine being that to somebody. That's sick. I feel like I'd listen to podcasts where it's. Nah, I don't know if I would. I don't think I'd listen to someone's version of this. Well, I do, Luke Thomas's, but it ain't like it's. Yeah, mate. Do you know what? Oh, it's gonna be a free kick. Oh, it's the other way. I was thinking, I thought Nigeria got free kick on the end. Right, let me just get my like bearings about me of this game so I can like. Is that Haller from the guy? This is a watch along. Yeah. I've just dragged her all into a watch along. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I promise you it was supposed to be a live chat. No, it'll be a live chat. You can get off if you want. I'm sorry. I'll try and keep it live chat here. If people are asking good questions and that, it will be a live chat-ish. Yes, Terry. Oh, right. Let's get some structure to this live chat. Have I ever had I don't think I've ever had an unstructured live chat, have I? Give us your updated top 4 relegation predictions. There's a question about top 4 Liverpool getting in it. Do you know what's going to be sad, yeah? Is anyone appreciating this year? So I don't think anyone's have I stressed enough how doomed we are that Klopp is leaving? Like, I feel like I cannot tell you. You mean food, don't you, Stefan? Can't tell you how much we've been, how much food. What am I on about? I'm reading all different things in there. How what we are, we're fucked, we're finished. It's terrible, you know. I can't escape the sadness of this. That was a big list, but you know. I have got a list though. I used to go to speech therapy when I was a kid. I used to go. My mum sent me to speech therapy, and do you know what I feel like sometimes, especially when I'm stoned and I get dry mouth, I try to overcompensate for it, and it like goes worse. Day to day, I think I've got it under control. Ah, no, here he is then. Supreme, yes, Supreme. Then do you know what I was just? You literally just be so there's a. I wonder if Matt's in here. Right, there's a guy called Matt, yeah, who I speak to all week, all pretty much every day, all week. Not all day, but I speak to him daily, yeah. And he was audio only at first, and then used to get like a bit annoyed that I never released it quick enough on audio. So for this weekend, he watched it on. He didn't watch it live, but he watched it after the fact on YouTube, if that makes sense. And then he said he's going to watch this, right? So what was the whole point of what I was just saying then at all? What was the whole point of any of that? Yeah, bad. I feel like that's the thing. If you don't, you know how so late, right? So once the chat's it behind, so I'll read some. I'll read some of the chat, and then I'll. I still don't even know which way Nigeria kicking. Let me just find out which way Nigeria are kicking here. And Nigeria, Ivory Coast kicking that way. What the hell? Twice that I've got worried about things, but it's been fine. Yeah, the other way around. It's as if Nigeria are going to win the African Cup of Nations, and I've like kind of stopped supporting them. Why did I swap allegiances to Scotland? Do you know how passionate I was? I pretended to be for Nigeria when I wanted a country and I didn't want to support England. I went well passionate for Nigeria back in the day. I used to always have the tops. I'd watch all Afcon and big them up and talk about them all the time. And they were terrible. So that's why I went to Scotland, because even though Scotland are terrible, it's more like a pack. Do you know why? The same thing with me, right? The same thing why I've ended up landing on Scotland is what I would have done if I was a footballer. What nations can people represent, and what would you have chose if you was a footballer? I could have chose obviously not do all this silly stuff where it's fucking. I've lived in fucking America. Did that not piss other people? Did that not piss other people off? That when it used to be like he lived in America for like 5-6 years so he could play for the national team. You just wind me up that. Say it, wind him up. Who was the biggest case of that? Diego Costa, mate, the biggest supergrass of all time. Why didn't he play for Spain? He was Brazilian. Couldn't have been more Brazilian. But anyway, no, who was like, I feel like that was spoken about more, but never really happened, did it? Do you remember once we were saying Almunia could play for England? So who gives a fuck, mate, if Almunia can play for England? He's one of the worst keepers ever. Oh, which supermarket does the best meal deals? Let's start. We said, didn't we? We said the new thing was whoever asks the first. Oh, there's been loads of questions. Whoever asks the first question. Whoever asked the first question, it has to be answered. Well, we're going to fucking answer James Emmett's question anyway. Which supermarket does the best meal deals? What do you reckon? What do you actually think his supermarket does the best meal deals? I thought for a bit when I was fat, when I started fasting and that and losing weight, I thought Asda, because you could get a butter, you could get. How's that? You could get a butter, you could get what could you get? You can't. Do you know what I've decided as well? I nearly didn't do it this one. These can't be stoned every week. Sometimes they have to be coherent in that. I'm going to do week by week, 1 week stoned, 1 week not, 1 week stoned, 1 week not, because I don't talk about anything. This isn't a live chat. These live chats are supposed to be informative. Morrison's or Boots. Morrison's do a good meal deal. Boots as well, actually. Yeah, Boots are the best. Morrison's hot counter meal deal. Sound. What's that? See, I don't. Do you know what it is, right? Let me just fucking wipe my glasses, right? Every week I come on here and have to wipe my glasses, don't I? because I get. Do you know what it is? Do you know why I'm always late? I'm always on time until I go in the garden, have the joint, and then when I come back in the house, it's just all bets off. I still haven't told you why I was late this time. I was just on the couch playing on my phone, watching the final, and then I was like, "Oh shit, the time!" It was like 4 minutes past, and I had to run in and make a drink of that. The hot meal deal with hot food. What is it? Is that where you can get a hot dog on that? I used to work right in Bolton when I worked in Bolton, in town. It's the only real proper job I've had. I was there for 7.5 years with Emma. Never really had enough. I've had other jobs since then, but that was the only proper job I've ever really had. Fucking hell. I used to walk past Morrison's for like the last 4 years of it when we moved into town. And that's when I started getting my dinners from Morrison's. M&S got a good meal deal. I feel like I do buy things from M&S. I get the, do you know, the 3 for £8 meats, like chicken and little bacon stuff for butties, because that's nice. It's not even that expensive if you think about it, if you work out how much it all costs and then put it into how many butties. Nice. And it's good. Chicken and wedgie and shit like that from, yeah, Jamie, that is a good meal deal, you know. Yeah, Morrison's is good anyway. Morrison's butties are good as well. And do you know what? Tesco's cheap, but it's the worst, isn't it? Tesco butties. I think that's when you get older, mate, or just a palate when you realise Tesco's butties are absolutely shocking. Do you know how you can judge people, right? Seriously, how you can judge if people have taste in food, though. And I think Morrison's don't give a fuck, because I think they just target the people who don't. And I've known this from having like a Nigerian side, an African side, so having a more upbringing with flavours than that. People who recommend the Morrison's salad bar, yeah, are not to be trusted with their food opinions, because it is terrible food. Terrible, terrible food. None of it's nice. Fucking cheese pasta and that's been sat there all day. Actually, I'm not above eating it, but it ain't nice. People big up the Morrison's finger like as if it's fucking nice food. It's terrible. The worst. That Morrison's fucking salad bar is bad food. There's nothing there they sell it's nice. Nothing. Sound like a right Tory. Ooh, I sound like a Tory. I just can't tell the truth about why I go to M&S on a live chat. I couldn't be less of a Tory. I like the nicer supermarkets. They're easier to go to. Yes, Josh. Right, anyway, this is just a watch along, innit? I didn't think I was going to be this invested in the game, but I feel like I've not been stoned. When I'm stoned, I just want to watch football. That's just what I want to do. Get on the couch and watch football. Remember the butchers that opened doing, oh my God, Emma Underwork. Do you remember that? They went bust, didn't they, Emma? What was it called? What were they called? Does anyone else remember that butchers that was just like a massive chain over in the UK? Was it Crawford's? Crawhan or something? What was it called? That was unreal. This is a watch along, by the way. Fully, I just have to accept that. Sorry, everyone. It was who wanted a live chat, but you've got to watch along. Maybe I'll do a live chat further on in the week. But this is a full 1 hour and ever long Afcon watch along. Then when the game comes off, we can do it. We can start it again. But definitely moving forward, I'm doing 1 stoned a week, 1 not stoned a week. I can't just be doing these every week. Now the Morrison's pies and that. Do you know what's nice? The Morrison's big sausage rolls, when they get to like, it's 4 in a pack, and they're in them like, oh, them brown bags. Do you know what? I know I say it every week that having a joint doesn't help my cough, but I am forever stuck in just a state of illness because of this kid. He's ill all the time. He is ill all the time. So I'm ill all the time, right? I swear to God, so over Christmas, I was like, oh my God, can you believe I've not been ill? Over Christmas, like I was so happy I weren't ill over Christmas. The first day he went into nursery, the first day, I promise you, not saying this for effect or anything, the first day I took JJ back to nursery, I picked him up, and I carry him from the nursery to the car. He can walk on that now, but it's just quicker to get him in the car. And he never coughed or nothing, fine. The second I put him in the car, strapped him up, and said like, miss you, missed his head or whatever, messed his head up or whatever, he just went, the most raspy cough of all time, This cough that I've got just went like, sat and the thought is in my head now of him strapped in his car seat, and he just sort of like did that, and I knew I fucked from them. Them nurseries are the maddest thing. Don't claim an illness when you create that photo I sent you. Don't claim illness when you recreate that photo I sent you. What do you mean? No. Where is it? Do you know what I also do? I'll start conversations that need immediate like replies. 5 minutes for yes. I won't show that picture, but yeah. How bad is it when your kid's sick on you? When they're sick on you, full on sick on you. I feel like you learn early with kids that, do you not think having kids just means you're not asked about anything whatsoever? Anything can happen to me and I don't care anymore. But actually, I feel like I've always been like that. Sick, and that has never made me feel sick. Like I don't Nothing really makes me. Do you know the only thing that makes this is weird, isn't it? Like the only thing that really makes me feel sick are like slugs and snails. I promise you. Weird as that sounds, nothing else really makes me feel sick. Obviously, I don't like watching like people poo on each other and that, but like nothing makes me feel sick. I don't think I ever be, but I'm probably more sick than anyone else. It's just the only thing that makes me sick is if you fuck my stomach until you read it properly. My daughter was sick, three into my mouth. Ah, that's grim. Do you know what I guessed this on Friday? But I think it might be because my stomach was all messed up because I fasted. So this week I did. I've been fasting now for 3 weeks. It's like a bit of a crash diet before my holiday. It ain't gonna work, but it'll make sure I don't put loads of weight on. And then when I come back, I can then go on a proper crash diet before Glasgow. I booked the holiday last minute. You can't really do much in 4 weeks. But these next 2 weeks are the biggest weeks on it. So I think whatever I'm gonna lose, I'll come off then. Mate, it's definitely because I get older, I think. Usually I go on these diets, the first 2 weeks, mate, boom, the weight falls off. But do you know what? I can't even deny it. I've been so lazy. Fasting, when you fast, you can, if you do 3 a week like I used to do back in the day, you can eat whatever you want, on the other days because you're fasting 3 days a week, 36 hours a fast. So what's that? Between two fasts is 3 days. So what am I doing? 4.5 days a week. If you do 3 fasts, 4.5 days a week, you're not eating calories. So your calorie deficit by the end of the week is fucking massive. So I'm back doing the next 2 weeks. I've got 3 fasts each week. But while I've been doing the first 2 weeks of this diet, I did one fast. I'm still just eating everything all day. So I ain't been taking it seriously. So the next 2 weeks, I'm doing 3 fasts in a week, and going to the gym and eating healthy. So we'll see. This is the start of the proper crash. Wait until the projectile starts. Spiders, Achilles heel. Are you scared of spiders? Every girl I've ever been with, my mum. No, my mum's not. Sorry, my mum is. My mum is my mum. Nah, my mum's a joke. My mum's not scared of spiders. My sister, mate. Get this here. My sister out lied to me once to get a spider out of her house. Hear this for a story. And I remember the time. I remember because I said I made a very big point of saying 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning is early to me, yeah. And I was up by chance. And this is where I think sometimes, you shouldn't have to reply to people, right? Because 5 in the morning, I just happened to be up. I'd like woke up early, and I was up, and it was definitely a weekday. And my sister just messaged me like 25 past 5, saying like 20 past 5, saying like, are you up? Like, are you awake? Can you save me? And I'm like, what's up? What's the matter? She goes, oh, there's a massive spider in my room, right? And I'm thinking, don't take the piss, because she just moved when she had a little girl. My first niece, she moved back to Bolton. She used to have like one of these stupid like fucking massive apartments in Manchester. You know what I mean? Like a city girl. And then when she had a kid, she moved back to Bolton, got an house in Bolton. And I was like, no way, miles away. I was living in fucking the roughest part of Bolton, probably, and she was living in the nice part of Bolton, miles away. And I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going there to kill a spider. And she was like, it's above, it's above Hallie's milk table. But to be fair, she did have one, but it definitely wasn't above it. And I was like, what do I say to that? This is before I even had a kid. So to be fair, now I've had a kid, I maybe appreciate it. If you are that scared of spiders, you wouldn't be able to do it. But even then, I couldn't swear. I went round and did it. I literally supreme, man. Do you know what, bro? I promise you, I've said in the past, so I'll still like you because you come here every week, but I've said in the past, if lads are scared of spiders, then there's no hope for them. You cannot be scared of spiders. Obviously, listen, mate, if someone comes in here with a tarantula, I ain't putting on my hand, and if it starts coming near me, I will volley that spider, kick it far and hard, or maybe even just stamp on it, if it's a big spider. I ain't having no fucking tarantula running up my leg or nothing. If you bring your tarantula in my house trying to do some little prank or something, then it's probably going to die. But because I'll kill all spiders, but I'm not going to run out of the room and run away from a tarantula. Do you know what I mean? Or any spider. You can't be scared of spiders that much. Snakes. See, I don't like snakes, but I'm not scared of them. I have actually held a snake, so you can't say if you've held a snake, you can't be fully afraid of snakes. But I don't like snakes. Do you know what I don't like about snakes? They're slimy. They're horrible. They're sly, aren't they? Like, so snakes will be your mates and everything. They fucking jump at you out the blue. So I don't like cats. Cats as well, but cats are not as sly as snakes, but cats are quite intelligent. That's the thing with cats, isn't it? They're smart and they're quite malicious. They're not nice cats, I can't believe people have cats. I can't believe. Listen, I know girls can like cats because cats and girls are very alike. So I can tell girls like cats, and I can tell lads will put up with cats for girls. I would never, ever in my life, let me tell you, put up with a cat for anybody in the world. But some lads can. That's fair enough. Yeah, if you want to put up with a cat for a girl, that's fine. Don't worry about it. But lads who have cats on their own, these are the worst lads in the world. These are the worst people in the world, I promise you. Why would a lad have a cat on its own? If you've Let me just put out there for anyone who does, if it's been inherited, if it's your grandma's died and you bonded with this cat, so you've got the cat, keep the cat till it dies, that's fine. This isn't against you. If you've took your missus' cat, missus has died, keep the cat till it dies. You're a better man than me. I'd have got rid of the cat, but I appreciate it, yeah. Lads who live on their own and buy a cat are never to be trusted on this planet. Imagine, why would you want a cat? Cats are not sound. Cats are not sound. They're not sound. Is that actually RTP? How many times I nearly say your name on this? I feel like that'd be my thing where I'll never ever say your name on this, but I feel like sometimes I nearly do. RTB, people ask about you all the time, mate. Anything about legs is weird. No, because fish ain't got legs. Fish are fucking sound. What's wrong with fish? I don't like animals that moves without legs. Me. Oh yeah, snakes. Nah, I'm not wrapping up all animals without legs because snakes are fucking knobheads. That's not fair things. There's loads of sick animals that have got no legs. What sick animals have got no legs? With is that TV loud? Fuck me. Where's the remote? Oh, the remote would be on the opposite end of the fucking couch, wouldn't it? Oh. There you go. What was you talking about? Cats are sound, they're not sound. They're terrible. Cats are not sound. Hi, Mill. Right, what questions have we got? See, this is a live chat. Top 5 animals with no legs, please. Top 5, yes, this is something we can get stuck into. Top 5 animals with no legs. Fish. I don't want to Google it. I'm not Googling this. Sharks, lad, not a leg to be seen. Sharks are not sound. Sharks are not sound. Listen, I'm not anti-sharks, yeah. When a shark eats a human, I'm not asked because you shouldn't. I'll never get hit by a shark because I promise you I'll never be anywhere where sharks can eat me. Do you know what I mean? Unless, like, somehow I go on holiday and there's a fucking literally like a tsunami, just like an act of God, and it's that much water in this tsunami, yeah, that even when you're sat on the roof of your house, the water's got sharks in it, yeah, because they've been not that much off course, and I get scrammed by a shark. That's my fault, but other than and even that's remote. I'll never get scrammed by a shark. So, but listen, they're not sound. Just because how can a shark be sound just because it's that big and that? Why does it have to terrorize everyone? Just be nice. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's bullying because they could easily eat things that don't matter. Is the 5 animals with no legs? See, I'll have to Google this. Is the 5 animals without legs? Are we going thinking seriously now? Do you know what I'm going to text him? A bombshell live on air. Right, you ready? And then ask him a question. Hang on. Where is it? Of course, thought I was going down then. Are we going to finally, no matter who it is, I know they're saying McGregor's saying it in, but it might not be McGregor. But even if it's not McGregor, are we definitely going to International Fight Week this year? Because we've been saying it for 3 years. I know I've had it booked twice, but are we actually going to go? They eat fish 99% of the time. Highly doubt it. Said there's loads. It's got me intrigued. Let's have a look. I'll Google it right now. What we're doing? Top 5 fish. Top 5 fish. No, top 5 animals without legs. Is it half time of this game? This is a full on watch along, isn't it? This is see, this is what I mean. So maybe some people won't mind this, but there's people who I'd like to come and have a live chat who are now doing listen to a watch along. But worms, maggots, worms and maggots are horrible because I don't fish, so why would I like maggots? This is just giving me all different fish because I put top 5 animals with legs. How do I get? What am I searching for here? Animal. Do you know what? Let's just get off this. Thoughts on UFC? Why am I deep diving 10 minutes into animals with no legs when there's so many more conversations to be had? Who's a shitbag? What's the Supreme saying? I'm a shitbag for? Fuck you. Why? I don't like worms and maggots. I'm not scared of them, mate. You're scared of spiders. You run. I could pick a worm out and I'd have gloves on. I could pick a worm out and would with gloves on and throw it somewhere. Apex cards need to go. Are they gonna go? Surely, right? Looking for spiders. Sorry, mate. But it is bad, bro. Come on, how can you scared of spiders? Do you know what the nice thing is? Spiders don't want nothing. Oh, I've not had that. I could have had this well brighter. Spiders don't even want nothing either. They don't want to fight with you or nothing like that. They just. Why do I never? Because I've done an update on my laptop. I've had all the things wrong. Ledger badly whiffed. Bad. Do you know? I reckon you can tell someone with ADHD. Yeah, this is a direct indicator from the people who say they've got it, and the people who say they've got it for like whatever reasons because it's like fashionable now. The people who've got it is the people who have a joint who go like me, and the people who have a joint and just go like this to fall asleep. I pretty much most of my mates, yeah, they have a joint after work to go to sleep. Like if they have a joint, it's because they want to get to sleep. I'm up now. See, I have to combat this, and I just have to accept it now that I do this live chat talk. I have a joint, yeah, and this is me. This alert, this like what head just turned on because like the weeds got into my just mad head and just like everything. Think about like just garbage I talk all the time. Well, think about how much garbage is in my head. Think about the garbage I don't talk that I just think about all the time. Weed just engages that so much that I'm up now. I'm up for like 4 or 5 hours just googling all kinds, thinking all kinds, watching all kinds. Does the exact opposite to me, but I love it. Just like it's like madness, but then eventually, do you know what gets me tired? I promise you, it's not the weed; it's how much I eat. I could smoke weed and stay up definitely. Back in the day, what I used to do when I was single and that, I would wake up for UFC cards, right? Or sorry, stay up for UFC cards, and wake up for UFC cards, set an alarm for a UFC card for about. No, I would stay. This is when I was staying up from. Seriously, when I was staying up from. When I wake up from, I would just wake up. What am I talking about? If I wanted to stay up for a UFC card, yeah, I'd get to bed, not smoke weed all day, get to bed 11, 12 o'clock and have a joint. He's still he's still stoned. Listen, this. I've also been told just me telling stories is the better part of the live chat, right? So us two were in RTV says he's still stoned. Me and RTV were in RTV. I'm just gonna say we were in New York, yeah, watching the UFC. Right. And we had this apartment, yeah. It was a Sunday when we were rough, wasn't it? Do you not think that was the perfect day because we got all our money back and everything? Do you want me to tell everyone a hilarious story? Right, get this, yeah. So we were in New York. It was the day after the Diaz fight, and we'd got weed. I'd paid some guy that we met in Barcade. Do you remember Barcade? Me and him was in Barcade. Right. Me and him was in Barcade, and we'd had a drink. And so I would have definitely been having a drink and been on the Kenny, definitely. But you would have definitely been on the Charlie, so you was like alert. And do you remember when you was on Pac-Man? He was on Pac-Man, lad. Have you seen the video of who like that? Eric Robson. Have they fell out? Oh my god, this is better than anything. This is better than this story. Oh, I can't start the story and not finish it. Oh, do you remember the Americans? Hey man, your friend's really good at Pac-Man. You were seeing them ghosts, mate, before the ghosts even the technology were that tuned into the machine. Highest score ever. What was that guy called? What was the guy called who I paid into Len Faki in Brooklyn, that tech event? What was the guy called? He swapped me a bag of weed, didn't he? I said, listen, can you get some weed? Why we could have got our own weed if you'd existed back then. I think that's the only time in my life ever I've required someone abroad for something. No, definitely not. But not many times. What was his name? Was it Darnell? Or Darrell? Was it Darrell? Was it Darrell? It was Darrell, wasn't it? Darrell. Definitely was Darrell because I remember it being from the Darrell Boxing Brothers. His name was Darrell. And I asked him about getting weed, and he said, like, I'll get you some weed, don't worry, I'll bring it to this event. And I said, when I took the night before, what was his name? Like, Darrell, yeah, Darrell. The chat's behind. You said that before I said it. Darrell. You said it before I read that. Yeah, Darrell. And I paid him in the event, and then he just gave me the weed, didn't he? So that's what I mean. That's two solid guys. I said, listen, I'll get you a ticket for that event. Come with us tomorrow. Remember, we met him. I am the nicest person to strangers when I'm pissed in the world. Come on, Cub. He was sounding, wasn't he? He was the soundest guy ever. Do you know what, as well, with him, with Darrell? And this is further proof, yeah, if Lost Village, right? So where's maybe I've got some of my views are slightly like this, maybe, just because of this Nigerian upbringing I've got, right? And I might say them, but if this doesn't prove that I am just a nice person overall, and I don't judge people ever, Darnell, and it happened at Lost Village. Do you remember? It was in the event, and he was like, "My guy, you guys are cool," and all this. I was like, "Yeah, we are cool, aren't we?" I was having a sick time and everything. And then about 3 hours into that event, he asked me, he said, you guys know I'm gay, right? And I looked at him, Darnell, I looked at this big black guy called Darnell, and I was like, oh my God, he's gay. I promise you, for not for a second did any of us know he was gay or think he was gay. It didn't even cross my mind. And then once he said it, you looked at him like, oh my God, of course he's gay. Of course Darnell's gay. Soundest guy ever. I was like, nah, do we fuck mine? Had the best night ever. He was the sickest guy ever, wasn't he? Did he come? Oh no, it was that's when we met Lester Louis, wasn't it? He walked home from there, didn't he? He was like, yeah. Oh, did he get off early? How did he get home from there? Oh, he was local, wasn't he? He was from Brooklyn, wasn't he? He just walked home after the event. Yeah, it was. I know, mate. Remember, I was trying to get a taxi after that event, mate. The worst thing of all time. Yo, mate. Listen, he was sound. He was an all right guy. Oh, what a sick trip New York was. Remember them fucking city bikes, mate, just flying around New York on them. I promise you, anyone that goes to New York, if I can give you any advice about New York, and I'll always say thank you for giving me this, because whenever I go back, I'll only ever do this. Fuck the taxis off and just get them city bikes everywhere. Did we get how many taxis, do you reckon? We got in 3 taxis in a week. Well, fucking, what was it, 5 nights, 6 nights? 3 taxis in a week, do you reckon? If that. Them bikes, mate, just pedal everywhere, pedal all over. We were doing like fucking. Have you ever? I reckon if I used to always, whenever I would pissed and I'd be talking about New York and how sick New York was, I would go on my city bike app, but I've definitely deleted it by now, and it would tell me how many K. We're doing like 40K some days, weren't we, on the bikes? Sickest holiday ever. Are we going to international fight week anyway? Why am I having a one-to-one with you? Go away. Paddy, how do I find this? I've just been on FaceTime to you there about you back. He's still stored. We'll leave that story of the you still stored. It would have been. It's a funny story though. We need to get back into the live chat. People come here for structure, not a conversation. Paddy, is this video true? Cejudo. Oh my God. Is it true, Paddy? Do you know what? Do you know what I've just got on my Twitter then? And the tweet said, "This is how bad I am at this." The tweet that I was supposed to say, saying I'm live now, was still writ out. Not sent. I've just sent it now. You've sent it me. Oh, don't tell me this is real. Did they really fall out?
I didn't want to talk to you and like the whole team, man. You're with me for my last Olympic trials. You've been there for me, but as of right now, I just want to let you know, man, that for this camp, dude, I'm getting rid of specific coaches, man.
This ain't real, surely.
Sometimes you're too close to somebody and people just get too comfortable. The goal
is it real?
Insane.
Is it real?
Greatest combat athlete of all time. And to me, that was a dream come true. This is why this man is the GOAT coach. The most.
Oh, did they just accept it?
To ever be Captain Eric Albert. I know the mistakes.
I don't know. I think he'll probably still lose, but that Captain Eric's a fucking. Who's the worst? Hey, Josh, would you rather have dick for fingers or balls for toes? Is this DD Raven? I don't think D Raven would ask questions like that. Are you pissed, Dean, or something? I can't believe I didn't know he was thinking. I don't like him though. I don't like that Eric, so I'm not sad that he's left him. But I think I like Cejudo. Not more than Marab, because Marab's one of the boys, but I think I like Cejudo more for leaving Eric. I'm petty like that. Hey, this is Dean Raven. Can you believe, Dean? Right, Dean, think about this, yeah. How negative I was. I feel like I've needed that for ages. Dean, think about how negative I was about you wanting to get us to watch UFC McGregor versus. So, Dean Raven, funny story, all of us. We all went to We all went to, where did we all go? Sofia. About 12 of us went to Sofia, yeah, because I went watching Liverpool versus Ludogorets in Sofia. And and despite it being the most racist place in the world, went back twice in consecutive years. Beckham and Euro just wanted to go everywhere and do everything. And I just go, and little city breaks were sick. So we went 12 at 12 us went. But Greg, this is how not arsed everyone was about MMA back in the day when Dean was like loving it. He couldn't even get like 2 or 3 people jump enough support from a group of 12 lads to go to the Irish bar at like 7 in the morning, whatever it was, Bulgarian time, to watch the McGregor versus Alvarez fight. That's how uninterested in UFC. And I remember being in the Irish bar earlier in the night, like when we were all getting pissed, like stripping it down to him. We're like, why would I want to watch this dog shit sport? And then we're in America watching it and everything. I fucking love it. Talk about Cejudo, someone obscure Cejudo. It's funny how just fully against things I am, just blindly get behind things, just slag things off to the death and then just jump on them not long after. Why do I do it so much? I just feel like it gets forgotten. I was the most anti-negative MMA person in the world. Oh man, I used to give a shit all the time, didn't I? Like, it's your little, why do you like that little stupid thing? For fucking moshes and little goth sport and all this. That's how I saw it, because I was such a little boxing purist. Is there any update on the day you and Esteban are going to meet up, lad? I would have him a fight. But I ain't meeting anyone ever. I don't know, to like people. I feel like this is like Twitter just doesn't use its head yet. Listen, imagine if I went and met someone off Twitter. Imagine I know what gets used against me, and I know what I use against people. Imagine I went and met somebody from Twitter for a fight. I've got a kid of that, and I went and drove and met someone to have him a fight off Twitter. Imagine it. But listen, if we bump into each other, this is a promise, yeah. This is a promise. So I know his address, and no, actually, no, and I'm nearly going to give you one then, Steve. I've never posted his address on Twitter yet. Prove I have. I never have, never once, and I never would again. But I've got his address yet. And when I go to Nottingham, I will knock on. I promise you, I'll knock on for him. Promise I'll knock on for him. But there's never going to be a time in my life, right, where someone winds me up enough on Twitter, or I wind them enough on Twitter, where I put in my car for an hour, because I've seen someone do it today. Is he Birch? This guy, see, this is where I know I'm not on smoke at all. This guy's given me shit many, many times, yeah. This Birch guy. Give me shit a few times on Twitter. Jumped into Everton things against me a few times. He's gone and met some kid off Twitter when he's got there, saying, "Where are you?" All angry. And listen, I appreciate why he was angry was a big thing. If someone was, I don't know, people have called my fucking kid. People call my kid Spazzy and all that, and fucking Mongy. And I just think I give a fuck. He's the cutest kid of all time, so it doesn't bother me. But I can appreciate why people will get annoyed. But he's gone to meet this guy, and the guy lives in Sheffield. Could you imagine having that over you? I've gone to meet someone, even if you know they're there and they're not there. This is just a one case of it. But you can say you're going to meet someone. Imagine they're not there. Or worst case scenario is you've gone to meet someone off Twitter for a fight. It's fucking Twitter. But listen, if I'm pissed in Nottingham, I'm not knocking his house. Whereas he's from Nottingham. He's from Portsmouth, but he lives in Nottingham. I don't know why though. I've got an idea. See, so now he's going to go, my favourite podcast was talking about me on his podcast again. I get questions about you, Steve. Maybe you're big news too, Steve. Maybe I'm bringing you up to the top. Jack and Steve sometimes think, what if me and him were mates? We could be mates. If he'd have gone about it another way, I'll befriend anyone. Me and Steve could have been mates if he'd have gone about it another way. Think about that. We could have been good Twitter mates. I think we align on quite a lot of things. Sometimes when I see some of his opinions slip through the net, I'll never follow him. But not now. Maybe one day I would have. Sometimes when I see like his little things go through the net, I think we align on a few things. And he's got that little gay dog, and I've got a little gay dog. Although I bought my gay dog, I think he's inherited his gay dog. So if he's bought it out of his own volition, and he's gone out and bought that dog, then I think yes, sound. That's sound. But if he's inherited it, then maybe I lose a little bit of respect for him. Remember that fat Scottish fellow off Twitter met up with someone frustrated, and even yeah, they had a fight. Listen though, I've never mocked that video because they went and had a fight. They went and had a go. Fair enough. I ain't going to have a go with some fucking guy off Twitter. Do you know what's another thing as well, right? I say this with the best. Say someone wound me up enough, yeah. Like seriously wound up me enough on Twitter that I ever end up falling off that much that I went and drove. Like, so let's say, example, El Hamley, I drove to his house. But I probably in my mind thought, it's not, yeah, Hamlet's not going to have it. In the end, he locked his mum out the house. Like the story's been told 100 times. I'm not going to go into it because he's all right. But the guy locked his mum out of the house, yeah. And people go, the people who've just never been in trouble a day in their life who go, you should have kicked the door down, you drove there. He had me on video 10 seconds for 10, 20 seconds on a live video that was already being posted everywhere, right? And then I'm going to volley his door down while his mum's there. Do you know what I mean? Like, these people have just never been in trouble a day in their life. But I think probably when I'm driving up to his house, I think, yeah, Hamlet's not going to fucking want to have a fight with me. But I think if he wanted to, they would have done. But he was targeting me. He targeted me online. You know the way he fucking goes at people, or used to back in the day. And I weren't having it. I wasn't even on Twitter at the time, if you remember. I was on Twitter and he was winding me up. And then when I got banned, he started going at me all the time. I was banned. He used to never say nothing about me. And Round the Bend used to big him up. And then I got banned and he started going at me all the time, going at me when I was banned because I couldn't reply to him. And when I went to his house, I was banned on Twitter and I didn't make an account for about another 2 months after it either. I've been banned for like 2-3 weeks and fingered. But yeah, no one's got meeting up for people with other people on Twitter. And if I ever got that angry by the time I met them, I'm thinking, imagine you go and meet someone off Twitter. Yeah, this is what you got to think about for the rest of your life. Yeah, imagine you go and meet someone off Twitter. Yeah, Sunday posters, booster standard, get Esteban on that. And he'll never come on this. I'd love him to come on this. Imagine he just comes on this, yeah, jumps in, me and him are side by side, and we just have a chat. Even then, it doesn't need to be no violence. Jump on. How nice would that be? See, because what I reckon is, if me and him chat, he'll be nervous and you'll see that he's just a bit like timid and that, and then there's no point arguing with him then. But I don't know. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's lively and quite a character as well. And we can have a little big argument. Why won't you just jump on? Get him on. Safari Park shouts in lockdown we're gold. Yeah, releasing all the things. Releasing all the animals from, was it Nosy Safari Park? I think maybe I'm a bit like him though. I promise a lot of stuff. I promise all kinds with this YouTube, which never get around to doing it. Do you know what I've realised you can do though? This is the last week of it being a bad camera, I promise you. Because you can use your phone as the camera. And you just put your phone somewhere and it connects it to that, even though you're not using your phone, and then it's the most crystal clear thing. So from next week, I'll use one. I've got another, like I've got shit headphones from my last one was a 12 or something, so I can use the 12, and that's the best camera in the world. Surely there's no webcam that you can buy for a laptop that I've got a better camera than a fucking iPhone 12 phone. Do you know what I mean? It's a phone. Nigeria might win this, you know. Oh, guess what I did this weekend? do you want to know? You ready for this? If anybody here gamblers, do you want to know how much of a shitbag I am when it comes to betting? This is how I know I'll never be able to get into a gambling problem ever again in my life, right? So this weekend, I feel like I can't just post all the horrendous bets that I do, like the small bets that I do in a weekend, yeah. But every weekend I'll put £5. Well, no, I'm not. What am I even talking about? I've had £8 in my account since Boxing Day. Always put a thumb up. What was that? Oh, what was? Did anyone see that? about I'd batter him. Or maybe I wouldn't, but I think I'd batter him. I had £8 in my account on Boxing Day, and I've just slowly worked through that, yeah, all year. 50p bets. Well, I was doing pound bets at first, but like one a weekend, and then it went to 50p, and then it went to 25p, and I lost that. Then I put a fiver in today. Well, no fiver in this weekend, and then do you know what I did? So I ended up getting down to £2, and I thought, how do I win this back? So I have to put another fiver in next weekend. Put £2 on United to win. You ready for this? So much of a shit bag I am. Let's have a look on settled bets. Look at this. So I had 50p. 50. Do you know what made me laugh? Hey, John, listen to this. John's a little gambler. Do you know what makes me laugh? So on Twitter, I've seen everyone kicking off. I saw everyone kicking off about this Declan Rice bet thing. And on the slide, I'm thinking, I'm fucking fuming as well. I had fucking, look at that. I had 50p on that at 1.5. I could have won £1.50. And I'm thinking, yeah, I hope they overturn it. I want me fucking 150. So I did my boxing, but I tweeted, I tweet me, anyone that's a bet builder, I'll tweet. Why they keep going up? Anyone that's a bet builder, I'll tweet because they're funny. And anyone that's a boxing, a UFC one, I'll tweet. Woos, I've got your back next time you argue with some relative. I give it 2 days. Yes. See what you know what it is, right? About having a much different the target audience that are just interested in kids, and like interested in my kids and stuff, and interested in like being older and food and just being like a fucking fat dad. They're not interested in arguments on Twitter, so they don't back you up. I get no support anymore. I need football Twitter back, but I'll never have them back. They're your support. They're the ones who back you up. Boxing Twitter are the worst, so they just. But football Twitter will defend anyone who's one of their own. Whereas boxing Twitter hunting packs, oh, it's the most annoying thing ever. I was there when you talk stuff. Oh mate, she was horrible to me though, bro. I promise you, she was horrible first. Declan Rice, get this yellow card overturned. So anyway, so I had £2 left, and I thought, but I was going to leave that £2 till next week, because then I would have just done all my bets of like 50p stakes or 25p stakes until that £2 ran out. And I thought, I'm going to put £2 on United to win the worst evil. And I put it on, yeah, and it was on £3 cash out at half time. And I thought, I ain't cashing out for £3 because I just wanted enough to be able to put a few little fucking random bets on next weekend. I thought £4 would be enough. I could manage with £4 and have a good time. Oh, who's these keepers? Do you know one thing you'll get about Afcon, yeah? And it's just because, as I always say, you can't trust black keepers, bad keepers in these tournaments. I grew up watching these because like I said, when I had my nation that I wanted to pretend that I liked, it was Nigeria. Then as I got a bit older, Scotland now. I asked that question, did anyone even fucking answer it about what country you'd play for? I would have always chose Nigeria growing up. But I think growing up, I was a winner. I was. Oh, no, of course I've scored. Get Drogba off the screen, mate. One of the most overrated players of all time. The fucking muppet. Did he ever win the Afcon? He probably did, didn't he? Is that Cassie guy? This is dog shit. Yeah, like this is fake. No one's that's fucking buzzing. Wounded. See, this is why I don't support Nigeria. They're fucking terrible. This is what they used to do to me all the time, but never even get to the finals. It's bad, though, isn't it? Because a lot of African players are actually good now, but the countries are just terrible. I think it's because you got no keepers and no defence. Because there's not that many really good keepers in defence. You just can't have a good standard. There's people crying in the stands. It is a big tournament to them, though. Being beached later. No, I don't want to bet. Having something on a bet, to me, is a little bit better than having nothing on a bet. It makes the thing better. When I had that money, that was £2 though, so I was sweating. Listen, when Villa, I was putting as Villa scored, I was putting safety. Do you know safety locks on kitchen thingies so that when the door opens, a thing stops the cupboard door from opening fully. I was putting them on the cupboard when Villa scored, and I hadn't checked my cash out from half time. This was taking me like 10 minutes. My cash out was at £3.15. I was thinking £3.15. Shall I take it? Shall I take it? I didn't. And then I tried. They scored. Bear in mind, I'm on a box as well, so it was probably about 4 minutes before that. They scored not that long, and I looked at my cash out, and it was still £3.50. And I tried to take it, but obviously it was fucking cancelled. It just was on the screen, and I felt sick about it. Would love to see you and Kenny debate Drogba, mate. He loves him. Kenny loves Drogba. Kenny would love Drogba because he sports Tranmere. Do you know why Kenny loves Drogba? Do you want me to tell you why Kenny loves Drogba? Because he sports Tranmere. And do you know why Tranmere fans love people like Drogba and all these players? It's because they hate Liverpool, yeah, because they've always grew up hating Liverpool for some weird reason of having this hatred towards Liverpool. So anyone who was half good against us in the past, who inflicted misery on us and stuff, and who hurt us, they like. That's what it is. That's why Kenny likes Drogba, because Drogba was not a good player. And people who think he was a good player. It'd be ridiculous to say he wasn't a good player, but people who think Drogba was this world-class superstar, one of the best strikers of all time, don't know what they're talking about when it comes to football. Super Bowl tonight, holiday and work tomorrow again. See, I was saying this before, I would have done a fucking Super Bowl watch-along, but can't do it. I cannot do it. Not when I've got work at 6 in the morning. I'll have to go Madrid for my BTS. I don't bet that much, but yeah, look at this, yeah. So anyway, United go, but I think I did the right thing because it felt dirty, and I promise you this is why I did it. So when United scored the second one, I was glad that it was Scott McTominay because I like him, and then my bet came. I was gutted, sat there, and I nearly cashed out £1.12p. Nearly cashed out for £1.12p, right? But I didn't. And then because I didn't want to put more money in. I don't want to put a £5 in next weekend. I could have done a couple of 50p bets with that money. Anyway, but Scott McTominay scores, doesn't he? Cash out goes up to. Listen, I still have my for a minute. Cash out goes up to 4.15, and then I can't say Drogba wasn't good clinical strike, and then I cashed it out at £4.67 instead of £6 because I wanted to then actively support Villa for the extra time, and that genuinely it was on like the 87th minute, and I thought nowadays there's like 8-9 minutes of extra time. I want to be able to get right in supporting Villa here. so I cashed out. And it was worth it to be able to sport. Yes, it was. And now I've got a weekend. So from that, I can bet that'll probably last me. I'm going to win a bet soon. One of these little silly bets is going to come in soon. These 50p wins, and then I'll have more tokens. I reckon I'm up me, Let's have a look. Because of that one bet that came in at the start of the thing, when I first started doing this, I think I'm still massively up. How do you check? History. Thank God. Win-loss. Here we go. Let's have a look. When did I start? Let's just do it for a year. Look at that. Oh, hang on. Can't see I'll be shut up that, can you? No. 88 quid up. Look. In a year. £88. That's from the 7th. Hang on. Oh, I've closed it. How do I put it back on? Think I'll ever get back into gambling? Never ever. I'm too scared to lose money. I can't physically lose money. It knocks me sick. The thought of losing anything, a pound, knocks me sick. If I lose a quid, I feel sick at home when I lose a pound. £88 in a year, yeah. I'm up. Listen, I'm a serious tipster. You do my tips and you'll have fun all year with tiny little 25p's here and there, 50p's on some things. So it makes a little game that you're watching more interesting. It makes a little sport thing interesting, thinking, oh, I want to win some more things here. And it's good. And then sometimes the big ones that will come in 30 quid, you go and get free tea the next day. I'm a serious tipster. I can see things that other people can't see. Even though I've won the first bet I won, I've not won one since. The only other bet I've won, I put that first MMA and boxing accumulator on that I put £2.50 on when I first started saying I'm going to start putting a £5 on every week. That I've obviously stopped putting a £5 on every week. And that first bet won. And I've not won one since, except when Strickland was fighting DDP. And if I'd have left it on Strickland and I won loads, and I even fucking put some money on DDP to hedge it, and that's all I won, the DDP hedge money that covered my thing. That's where the profits from it is. Yeah, that one bet. It's the only one bet I've won all year. But I bet that little, then I'm 88 quid up. Mate, I put £2.50 on a bet and tipped it on Twitter, and it was for like 160 something quid. A person put a £5 on it. Edge my bet, mate, for win about £7. Only other win I've had, but listen, one of them will fly in, mate. That bet flew in 160. Let me find the win. How'd you find the win? Hang on. Oh, how do I find the win? Settle bets. I'll show it you. No, this is definitely not a live chat, is it? This is the worst live chat of all time. Right, hang on. It will be the first bet, so if I go right to the bottom. But I don't know when I started it. Returned. State return. How do I find out? There it is. It weren't my first bet. I'm lying. It was my 1, 2. So it was the second weekend. It was my fourth bet. Look, I've lost it. £160 from 250. Look, £2.50, 160 quid. It came in. Anthony Joshua to win, Philip Kurgovich to win, Derek Chisora to win, Johnny Fisher to win, Hatton Campbell to win, Vicente Luque to win, Cub Swanson to win, Khalil Roundtree to win by KO TKO submission, Terence McKinney to win by KO TKO submission or DQ, Marcus McGee, Martin Bundy, and whatever that no is. Probably fight not to go the distance or fight to go the distance, no. 160 quid from £2.50, and some lad I knew put a £5 on it. He was buzzing, messaging me, this is the best thing ever. And he follows all the little shitheads I do. Another one of them will come in and I'll be up loads. And then since then, that's how I am. I'm 88 quid up. I've hit into a lot of that, and who was it against? Roundtree ITD. I love Roundtree. You know what? Are you not against? Is anyone against here? Roundtree getting the how relax this is. These live chats are supposed to be informative. I promise you that this is the God's honest truth moving forward. One will be stoned and one will not be stoned. One will be stoned, one will be sober, and we can have a chat and it'll be informative and we'll get things. I can't just keep doing them like this. Smidge, I've scared him. Promise you, get this year. Remember Smidge? He has asked a question this week, but I feel like I've kind of forced it out of him. Smidge was the person I used to speak to probably about these the most all the time. I used to speak to Smidge, and what I liked about Smidge is he would see how we spoke, and if he would ask insert a question about my week and stuff in it, he doesn't like them when I'm stoned. He just doesn't think they're as good. So he still listens to it, he says, every week, but not interacting with it that much, not into him when he's stoned. I don't really smoke bud all week, no. I just have a joint before my live chats. That's why I look forward to Sundays so much. I have a joint on a Sunday before my live chat. This is why I think I get more stoned. Respected lad, you loaded. I don't need to put money into bed. I'm not loaded, mate. Trust me. I used to be a bad gambler. That's my thing. When I turned 21, I got a bit of money and a bit of inheritance, bought a brand new car, went on an holiday, and blew for like the rest of it. Probably not the rest of it, because I lived in them in a year. I had a really good life, going to town and everything, spending loads of money, but also blew thousands of it on gambling. I just got to the end of the thing, and I think what made you stop? I think I got to the end of my I'm just answering questions without reading the thing, so the audio listeners are going to hear it. I think I just got to the end of my last bit of my inheritance and was like, don't start spending your own money. And I made a couple of bad bets. I remember but then guess what I did? I came back, so I stopped gambling. Yeah, can I go that far on my? How far can you? Because I've only ever had this. I've only ever had, since I self-excluded myself, I've only ever had Bet365, because all my other accounts are self-excluded, and it was hard enough to get fucking backing up on 365 at the time. So I just only have 365. Can I search all my bets of all time? How far back can you go? I came out of retirement to put, and I was on holiday, and I always remember Joe Dwyer, like an old Twitter head. People remember him from Twitter. Sound guy, but he's jumped off Twitter now. I think he got off Twitter and has leads a much happier life for not being on it. And I feel like one day I'll jump off Twitter and I'll lead a much happier life for not being on it. But that's what he did. He's sound lad. He said he always replied to the tweet and always stuck in my head. You've gone full fuck it, you're on holiday mode. Never go full fuck it, you're on holiday mode. And I put $1,000 on me over to while I was on holiday. I put $1,000 on me over to beat pissed at me head McGregor by stoppage though. Oh, everyone has that. I've got them everywhere, mate. Look how many I've got. The smashed to bits. Fighting man. Sneaks in all little rat shoe lad you replied to. I know. Do you know what it is? I know what it is, bro. I know exactly that it's that, yeah. But I love a nibble. I love a nibble. I love a nibble more than anyone. I love an argument more than anyone. If I was stoned, do you know what it is? Yeah. If I was to say, if I was stoned all day, every day, I wouldn't argue with anyone, because when I'm stoned, it'd just be some little like, oh, okay, bro, yeah, or some, just some like nice, either ignore them or some nice little stupid, not that funny, but probably funny in my head, off the mark reply to them. And if I'm sober, I just want smoke with them. I just love a nibble. I'll always love a nibble. The only time I'll stop arguing with people on Twitter fully throughout you, is when it's finger. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Come in every week, mate. Right, we're going back to live chat. We've not answered one question, and we're an hour in, and it weren't supposed to be a watch along. Let's get on to the actual questions. Some good questions as well. Right. Is this the beginning of the exodus in regards to players following Klopp? Oh, I've already read that, but I didn't answer it. Can we still fight for top four? Right. Yeah, let's get back into this live chat. Let's just chill here and get into live chat. Can we get top four? Impossible. This season, obviously, we're going to get top four. Next season will be next season is going to be horrendous. I don't think people understand how bad next season is going to be. We will be out of the top four race by Christmas, no matter who our manager is. And that's not saying if Alonso comes in, he won't be good. But even Alonso will have a bad first season. I don't want Alonso next, because I don't want him to get something for it to go disastrously wrong, where he's like, our fans hound him out. He has a really bad season, and we don't just give him time to just have a bad season. Like, he needs a year and a he needs it. I'm watching that. He needs a year and a half minimum, yeah, to get his. I was saying this before, to get his ideas into the players, but also this is a club where Klopp's been the main man here for years and years and years. The Klopp is ingrained in the club. It'll take him as much time as it will take to get his methods into him. It will take him to get Klopp's methods out of him. Do you know what I mean? Like, some of these players, Klopp's the only manager they've ever known. Do you know what I mean? So the first year, you have to give it him. And yeah, that matters. If United are terrible, Everton are always terrible. If United are terrible and we're terrible, our fans will give them a better chance. We'll give them more of a chance, because we're not as miserable. Like, that's what I feel. If it's just City at the top of Arsenal, I feel like we'll deal with a season of being terrible without so much negativity coming in. But you just got to hope that the owners know that. Do you know what? Sometimes I need a big sniff. Why don't I just do it? Fucking ill. Shouldn't even be in conversation. But I don't want something to go wrong where he gets like hounded out, or it just goes like disastrously wrong, and it's just terrible, and then we ruin it for him. That's why I want someone else. I'd love someone like, and I've said it every week, and I said it on the thing. Mourinho or Conte is getting the good time, keeping the good times for another couple of years. And I know it will wreck the club and everything, but then get Alonso, get Alonso then after we've dragged it. These players are good enough, without a doubt, are good enough to play free at the free back. Do you know, like be a defensive team and be a good defensive team. Of course they are, but without a doubt, are good enough to be a good defensive side. With 5 at the back, think of what 5 at the back you could do with ours. You know, I hate the owners, but this is a good squad, lad. If Savi gets his chances right, we wouldn't drop off. It's not a good squad. It ain't that good a squad. Let me tell you, right? Yeah, without Jurgen Klopp as our manager, people who you think are decent players like Curtis Jones, who Klopp has now managed to get him as a proper system player. Now, I can't doubt it. I don't know why I ever thought he wouldn't be able to be. He just took him a while to be, because when you're not playing all the time, you don't get to be that system midfielder. Listen, I think Jones is awful, but I also think he's going to be good for Liverpool, because all Liverpool midfielders, once you've been there long enough, once you start playing enough, and Klopp gets it into you, what you need to be, you become a system midfielder, and he is. That's why all midfielders who leave Liverpool never ever kick on, because the system midfielders. And he's got Curtis Jones to an okay level where he's a decent squad player. When these players start getting asked to do other things other than just run and harass, run, harass, they're gonna fall to bits. And Alonso's thing is not just press, and it ain't gonna, these players. I love Endo. Yeah, I said on the first video, Endo will be a good player for us. He'll be steady. He'll love a tackle. He's a player we'll all love, because he's a little small crazy guy from Japan. Do you know what I mean? He's fucking sick, yeah. And I knew we'd all like him. Watching you play him as a 6 in a team that's not a Klopp midfield. Do you know what I mean? I think McAllister. I think this is what I always say about Brighton players. Yeah, you can't trust a Brighton player because the system players and they don't do too well. Yeah. Well, I think McAllister's doing all right here because that's what our midfield is, and he is a system player. But he's, luckily for us, we've took him. That's why I don't think Caicedo would have been as bad here as he is at Chelsea, because we would have took him out of it, and we're the same, not the same midfield, but do you know what I mean? We are a system team where midfielders can blossom here because of the way we play football. And so I think a lot of our midfield is going to be proven to be awful once Klopp goes. Awful. That's what I think anyway. And defenders as well. I think some of our defenders will be terrible. You think Robertson's going to be a good defender playing in a system that's not Klopp's system? Even Trent, if Alonso expects Trent to do any more defending or any sort of defending, we're finished. I just don't know. And I think players are going to get off as well. The only hope is that players like Van Dijk and Alisson and that, see Alonso as like, but you hope that they grew up watching him and they respect him and that, do you know what I mean? And they see him as like a figurehead and he gives them like an impassioned thing, like, come do this with me. But people start leaving, even if you think it's going to work. That's my issue. If you think it's going to work, people might start leaving. Sabi plays 3 at the back with a double pivot and 2 10s. Sabi's more of a system out of the clock. That ain't a system. 3 at the back with a double pivot ain't a system. That's a formation. A system, that's just a good team. Like a system is Klopp playing 4-3-3, but like being the midfielders just run. Do you know what I mean? I'm just getting probably that. I don't feel like people who play like 3 or 5 at the back, I don't think that's a system. I think that's a good finger, a good tactic. Is anyone having Iheanacho ever? I feel like Iheanacho is one of them players that's just never been good, will never go anywhere and score loads of goals, will always be dog shit and just kick on and get a career everywhere. Terrible player, isn't he? Shocking player. Striker that doesn't score goals ever. All the best time off for a massive one of them. Yes, lad. Yes, I was. You know what? You've been a good contributor to this. It's been good. But you have turned my live chat into a watch along, but that wasn't you. I participated in that as well. Remember, he's missing against City. Yeah, dude, terrible. One of the worst. He's missing against City, one of the worst ever, wasn't it? Next year, we will be at a top 4 by Christmas, and it's going to break everyone's heart. Right, what's the next question? Have I just deleted all that question? Oh my God, I've just deleted the full. No, I've not. Do you know what Jake Rogers' question was? Just, is it going to be shit? I've had that question since the last week, and sometimes, you know what, Jake Rogers, I love you, mate. I know he's one of my mates from Bolton, real life friend and everything. But you was probably sending that, taking the piss, even had laughing emojis on it, just asking about Klopp. Right, this is a question that I wanted to ask this. So Matt is was audio listener, now finger listener, and he's asked a good question, but it's his first question he's asked. If you had a fiver to go to the corner shop, what of the following would you buy? Crisps, chocolate bar, sweets, and a drink. Perfect. This is what you want when you're still on this sort of conversation. Oh, no, it's 2-1 to Ivory Coast. This is why I don't like him. That Max Gradle, I used to love Max Gradle. Randomly just loved Max Gradle when he was at Leeds. Don't know why I loved him. Used to play with Leeds sometimes on FIFA because of Max Gradle. Is that Heller who was at West Ham? I'm wounded here. Didn't think I'd be this wounded. I didn't even know they was in the I didn't even know they were doing well till they got to the final, and I'm actually a little bit gutted. So I support Scotland. Since the final, I've been building myself up, thinking, yes, Nigeria, good job I didn't put me and JJ. Do you know what? I went to put me and JJ in our kits for the day to go to swimming and that, and go for a scran. My Nigeria top were a little bit tight. But I bought him a kit that we're going to wear to the airport, yeah. I bought him the Nigeria kit again, putting the size up. And then I'll wear my Nigeria training thing in the airport. It's nice to be matching with my little lad when I take him on holiday. And I thought, you know what, I'll break it out early, take the tags off and everything for this. And mine were a bit tight, so I didn't bother. But it was cool anyway. I couldn't really be walking around in that. And good. They don't fucking deserve me to have my top on and him have our top on. Is it a bad goal? Not much can do that. It's a great goal, great goal, great goal, great goal, great ball, great goal. Is Mendy the Nigeria keeper? No, he's from Cameroon, isn't it? Where's Mendy from? What was that? What does everyone think in here? The worst goalkeeper to start and win a Champions League? That was a question I asked today. What does everyone think? Has to be Dudek. It has to be Dudek. Dudek was so bad, wasn't he? Dudek was a bad goalkeeper. Can I promote this as a live chat? What do I have to say? Listen, this is a watch along. Oh, my alarm. I set my alarm later now so that it goes off after the live chat on Sundays. And I'm managed to get over to it at the same time. Even later than when the soaps were on. Matty, yeah. If you had a fiver to go to the corner shop, what's the following you would buy? Crisps, chocolate bar, sweets, and a drink. Crisps would always be beef hula hoops, but probably not if I had a fiver because it depends what shop I'm at. Am I at a supermarket because then you can get it. Did Valdez win it? Valdez was a terrible goalkeeper. He was a bad keeper in a very good side. But come on, mate. Even it's disrespectful to say he was worse than Dudek. Dudek was a bad goalkeeper. At least Valdez could play a little bit with his feet and that. Dudek couldn't even pass a ball and nothing. He was just a bad keeper. Terrible at everything. If you're in a supermarket, which I would always be because if I'm buying my lunch, do you know what I used to love me when I used to get the days when I got stoned every day, all day, before I had a kid and everything like that. What I used to love was the when you just walk to your little, whatever your shop was, walk into your shop stoned with your little fiver and change or whatever, buying stuff in that shop, paying over the supermarket prices, but having a little rapport with the people in the shop. Mine, where I used to live, the staff changed all the time. It'd always be a new group. They'd last about some would last a year, some would last months. But when one member of staff changed, usually the whole staff would change. And you'd have a new group of staff. I love them little walks to the shop where you're in the store and grabbing all your munch, saying hi to everyone. What? Oh. You'll see this out now. Ivory Coast, definitely. Beef hula hoops, but if I'm at a shop, if I'm at like a corner shop, I wouldn't get beef hula hoops. I'm sure this stops me. I wouldn't get beef hula hoops because they're too expensive in a Premier or Best Buy. Do you know what I mean? So if it was it'd be fingers, loads of packs of fingers, but they've gone up to 15p. 15p now, fingers are. They were 10p forever. And they've gone worse as well. So I don't know what crisp I'd get. But I'm not adverse to getting them, like, do you know, burger bites? Is it two for a quid? Yeah, burger bites and onion rings and all them, Happy Shopper crisps. I'll get them to keep the price down, to keep the cost down. So I'll probably pack of them burger bites and a pack of onion rings of them Happy Shoppers. And then chocolate bar. I like to get, and it's good because usually a quid, or I see in shops now they're like £1.25, but they used to always be able to get them price marked a quid, like a Galaxy Caramel or Dairy Milk Caramel. And then sweets, Skittles or Starburst. It has to be Skittles or Starburst because you want something where there's a few of them. And then drink, spicy bikers, Transformer snacks. Yeah, crisps like that where they're a bit cheaper, but like not probably as good, but they are good. Drink. Like an iron brew, Ribena. I like a Ribena. This will all be a £5, won't it? You get this for £5. I like a Ribena. Right. Yeah, let's say that. Smidge, how's the fasting going? Do you know what the fasting? So I've been doing the fasts and I've been going to the gym, but in between the fasts I've been eating loads. But that's because the first week I only did one, second week I only did one because of what I had going on. Then last week I did 2. But this week and the next week I'm doing 3, so it's just going to be impossible. It's going to be like this, like a good way of losing weight for the holiday. Paddy, what's the worst place you've been to on holiday or otherwise? I was thinking, Paddy, we asked this and that we actually spoke about it at the time days ago, and I still can't think of anywhere worse than when I went. But I feel like it's disrespecting a full place that could probably be good on if I did it properly or it wasn't in them circumstances. But when I went to Istanbul to watch Besiktas away in the Europa League when we got knocked out when Lovren scored that penalty, I will never awards this question. I think it's quite old. I would never ever say I've been in hated a country more, been in a worse place than Istanbul. But I feel like Istanbul must be a lovely place to go. But I'm not that keen on Turkey, if I'm honest. I don't think I like aggy countries, and Turkey are an aggy country. Not massive on Turkey. Like, do you know people would go to Turkey? It's hot and cheap, and that I would rather go to Egypt or somewhere like that instead of being a Turkey guy. I believe Nigeria are going to lose this. Yeah, it's an old question, but yeah, I'm going to have to say Istanbul. Definitely the worst place I've ever been in my life. James Jones, what would you? This is what I'm supposed to do a bit. Shall I leave this then? Queen's reverse matchup. I'll answer it again next week, but I'm going to do a bit of thingy during the week. What would your realistic? Has anyone got any of these? What would your realistic Queen's reverse matchups be? 5 out of 6 fights. I'll say 5. Can't be asked doing 6. Desperate to see Callum Smith first yard, but it looks like they're going to go yard. Why are they doing that instead of yard? Callum Smith, yard Callum Smith would be a sick fight. So, but what I want to see, yeah, what is this from up? Yard versus Callum Smith. He was saying some of the fights he was saying on TV on an interview the other day. I was thinking, no one wants to watch that. Josh Warrington versus who did he say from their side? And I was thinking, who wants to see that fight? I don't want to see Josh Warrington versus him. When you actually think about it, who would they put up for this card? Who is there to fight who we're that interested about? Obviously, light heavyweight, we want. Do you know what I'm looking forward to? Fraser Clark versus Wardley, mate. Has anyone watched the? Has anyone seen? Is anyone interested in boxing here? Because I'll bring it up, and I think it's massive news. Fraser Clark outs Anthony Yard, yeah, for either. I think he says smacked, but he might be saying, but that Adelaide, I could tell he was a proper like gangster guy when they're in their face to face, and I was thinking he ain't gonna like the way he's speaking to him. You know, at the time I was watching, I promise you, on anyone's life, my mum's life, anything, I was thinking he ain't gonna have this the way you're speaking to him. Like he's not liking it. He doesn't like the way they were talking to each other. And then when I watched that Fraser Clark thing, he outs it as saying, listen, he got smacked by one of Wardley's, either smacked up. He says stabbed in the face, and then he says stabbed in the face. But I feel like he weren't saying that at first. I feel like Fraser Clark weren't saying that at first. I think he was saying he got dropped, and then Wardley might have been like bigging it up more, like as if it was worse than it was, and he just like sort of like agrees with it. He goes, "Oh yeah, stabbed in the face." But he says he got dropped at the press conference by one of Adelaide's mates, and there's a fucking rematch clause in the contract where if that cut that got happened apparently hit the floor, split all his chin up and open again. Shows that Wardley's not a grass and everything done it because he's never heard about it. Police were never involved in nothing. Apparently, he split all this under there. And that's the only rematch clause in the contract is if I'll find show the video now. That's the only rematch clause because Wardley, because I was watching all these yesterday. Here it is. That's the only rematch clause in case that split opens again.
Team stabbed in the face.
Here we go. I'm right on it.
It's based on the conversation with each other.
You know it's worth it.
Page, and you haven't been for a long time. And you weren't back then either. And you still aren't now.
We're good.
It's worth it.
What did you think the contract?
There was a rematch clause covering a specific circumstance.
Why
You can tell them what it is.
why won't you tell me what it is?
All right, cool. It's based on the cut under my chin.
You can't wait. Tell him Fraser Clark.
Any of that circumstance, basically.
And if you want to go into detail on that, so at his last press conference, he ended up licking the carpet. He got put on his arse by one of David Adelaide's team.
Stabbed in the face.
Give a little cut on his chin.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Horrific.
still got stabbed in the
Okay,
face.
so if you,
I don't know if he
lose
actually
that
did
fight,
get
it's
stabbed in the
fine.
face, or if he's saying he got chinned at first and he's like, I got stabbed in the face. But yes, someone from Adelaide's team chinned him. How sick's that? And they just out here. I feel like no one's gonna. Who's gonna watch them two argue on Talk Sport? But I watched it and it came out. Fraser Clark has got his number, mate. He's a gang. I didn't realise. I've been anti Fraser Clark for no reason other than I just don't like Ben Shalom. And I watched that now, and I remember when he said that about Dave Allen's manager. I know, mate. Why is Darren Bent interviewing them two? I know, mate. It's just so mad at it. Darren Bent interviewing Fraser Clark and Wardley, and that was Andy Goldstein. Them two shit themselves when they start getting proper heated. It goes all silent for about 2 seconds, and then Darren Bent goes, "Are you asking a question or something?" To Andy Goldstein because they're that nervous about when it starts going bad. But what was he even saying then? But yeah, Fraser Clark's sick. That thing he said about Dave Allen's manager, and then now this. I'm fully behind him all the time. He has that Wardley all the time. He's a sick guy. I'm well behind Fraser Clark now, and it means I'm up against Eddie Earn this time. No, for this fight, and I'm up against Eddie Earn again. Because I can just start saying he's going to batter Joshua. And Ben Shalom will definitely back me up on that, saying he'll batter Joshua. He will never take that fight though. Right, what was that a question, or did I just get on that by accident? Oh, the Queensby versus Matchroom match. You know what? Sorry, I'll do this for next week, and I promise I'll research it because I actually want to do this. And then let's just end it on this because it's been an hour and 15 minutes, and I just want to eat lunch and watch Afcon. How long's left? 7 minutes. I'm not going to watch this then. We'll watch something else, something good on TV. I've got something. Yeah, is it acceptable for non-goths to drink Monster? I think, right, I just always thought this because I'm never that into energy drinks. If I need an energy drink, sometimes you do. Sometimes if you're driving home from an away and you've not been drinking and you're tired, you can have a bad sleep and you're just knackered. Especially motorway driving, I think, is when I get like my tiredness and stuff. Or just if you're in work and you're knackered, have an energy drink, but just go Red Bull in it. Just free kick in this position. I'll definitely stay on for the rest of the game. Can't imagine this going on. It's not on, but just get Red Bull because it's just Red Bull in it. Everyone knows Red Bull. Maybe that's where Red Bulls have managed to market it so much, but I just get Red Bull. I'm not into any of the others. So I don't know, maybe. Because I feel like people, sometimes it would always be like the gothy lads and that where I've spoken to them, like maybe people at work or whatever, or you could be they'll tell you that Monster's stronger and that. And I'm thinking, I don't need it to be that strong. I just don't want to be like knackered. It's more, you get more in a can. So I suppose you can not be a goth and drink Monster, but I would just always drink Red Bull. Right, this is now fully going to a watch along because there's 5 minutes left. Imagine we score. Right, so to end this podcast, I need to say all the things. So what's the things I need to say? Like it. Everyone like it. I say this at the end when there's fucking hardly anybody left. 16 people left. I've said it at the end. There's been 223 views. That's not too bad. That's good for a live one. For the live. It looks like the Ivory Coast is going to score. Everyone needs to like it, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. And that's it. What else is coming this week? Is the UFC? Is UFC 298 this week? I'll have to do a video on my side. He asked me actually. Popped up yesterday, chasing up a video. I haven't really done one, have we? Been busy. 18th of Feb. Yeah, this week. All right. I'll definitely be doing a thingy video on my side this week. And then we're off topics coming back. Yeah, the boys are back. Bit of a rejig with the people who are on it, but we're off topics coming back on the 20th. So not this Tuesday, the Tuesday after. Got me, John, a Liverpool, a United fan, and a City fan, red versus blue throughout the whole podcast. Do you know what, I can't wait. Do you know what, we had that podcast and I like doing it a little bit. I thought I didn't want to just talk about football. But then I've realised I don't pay attention about anything else in the world really anymore, other than just picking little bits up here and there. And I can talk about football, and then we'll just throw it in. Nope, Max has gone. Yeah, I'm not going to say that Supreme because we've all left on amicable things, but nah, he's gone. Max has gone. We've got all Northern the lads in now. It's the boys are in it. It's now the boys. It's a podcast for the boys, from the boys. It did a thumbs down. I didn't mean that. Why does it do that? It's going to be good. I can't wait for it. It's going to be live every Tuesday. That'll be coming from the 20th, definitely from the 20th. And I'll do a video this week with Messiah. I'm going to message Messiah now. We'll do one with him about, I don't know if any of you watch the UFC ones, but yeah, there'll be a UFC video of me and Messiah on Tuesday. And then that's the week after. Maybe not Tuesday. I don't know why I said that, but one day this week. And then, yeah, we're off topics coming back. I can't wait. It's nice to just talk about football, talk about shit. Oh, I just bit my nail off there. I didn't even mean to. I meant to just bite the thing. Right, I'm going anyway because I want to eat munch and shit. Everyone like it. See you later. It's been a good. Has it been a live chat? Is there a watch along? Well, who's asked? I can't wait to get to episode 100. I think I'm gonna get to episode 100 one day, and everyone's gonna. And I'm gonna go. This is episode 100. My hope is by episode 100, I'm in the studio. 3 years I'm giving this. 3 years. I reckon if you do something, even just one of these a week every year for 3 years, it's impossible that it doesn't take off a little bit.